Hey friends, Nature's calling with the new Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. New skills, gnomes, fairies, and magical builds await. But before you grab your copy, consider applying my creator code at checkout. Thanks to EA's Support a Creator program, if you type in Symtherin, I will receive a small commission. It's at no extra cost to you, and it helps me keep creating magical content. Alright, go build something cozy, and don't forget creator code Symtherin. Hey, thanks for slithering in. I am Symtherin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing an apartment build. We haven't done one in quite some time. I know every time I do an apartment build, I let you guys know that recently I have really been struggling with apartment floor plans, and that's why I don't do too many of them. But I used to do a ton of them, so I really do want to try and do even more. And in my last build, the San Myshuno starter home, there were some suggestions and requests for more apartment builds for single sims and even families. So here we are today. Today's apartment in particular is in 19 Culpeper House. It's a needs TLC apartment, so there are things that are going to break on you, smell, there are little mice holes around the place and all those things. So super fun gameplay in my opinion. But we are also doing this for a family of 4 Sims. 4 Sims in an apartment is kind of crazy, and honestly I can pretty much relate. My family and I grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 kids. There were 3 of us, and both my parents living with us. So, total of 5 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bathroom. Kind of crazy, hectic, but also messy and very cluttered. So, that is where the inspiration for this build comes from. And you have just seen a little shift in a color scheme, kind of abruptly. I was really trying to go for like some dark browns at first, and then I remembered I feel like my last few builds have been very dark brown coated and things like that. And it's one of my favorite colors to build in, to be honest. I don't know, it just feels right to me. But I was like, you know what, let's try and mix it up. Let's do some fun colors. So primary color I think would be like this blue color, definitely sparked off of this kitchen, and then we do more light wood tones and sprinkles of like little pinks and yellows and oranges and all of those fun colors, maybe even some greens somewhere, you know. But yeah, we are starting in the kitchen. We have the layout already pulled together. I am using a ton of items from the new kitchen clutter kit, the cool chef not cool chef hustle home chef hustle. There we go. Found the words. And also cool kitchen stuff and any other kitchen things I can think of, really. I really had a lot of fun cluttering this up, and it really helps that we have this new gorgeous fridge from the kitchen clutter kit, might I add, with magnets already on there. There are ways you can add magnets yourself. It requires deleting the walls and having the debug menu open and looking through. I think it's Parenthood has a lot of good items like sticky notes and kids drawings that you could place up there, but you can also use like those items from the postcard kind of pen pal, I think it is. So that's just one way you can add magnets to a fridge without using this one. But obviously it makes it so much easier to have this one on hand. So we're happy to have it, and so happy I was able to use it, especially in this swatch with more of the kid like magnets and drawings and things. I thought it was super fun. I think after this we move on to the dining room, but I do want to spend a little bit of time talking to you guys about the brand new expansion pack that is coming out early July. We just had a trailer drop this past week, and I thought about doing a trailer reaction, but you know, I had a big girl job and I was tired from it, so I didn't do it. But my general reaction for you guys now is joy, excitement, and very excited for some build mode features that may be coming. I know we saw like these little hobbit hole build type things in there, so looks like new roof textures maybe. And I don't know, maybe there's some way we can like add roofing to terrain paints or terrain tools. I don't know. It just looked really cool and cohesive, so I'm really excited to see what comes from that. We're also going to have like a base game update prior to the pack being released too. So I wonder if it's more of a base game update and it's just coming along with this pack, you know? But it has been confirmed that we are actually getting fairies, which is really exciting. And when the fairies first kind of appeared, I was kind of bummed at first because it looked like that they maybe were just fairies that you can interact with, right? But then that fairy then turned the sim into a fairy and invited her to like the fairy realm, I'm going to call it, because I think that's going to be like a different neighborhood or a secret world, kind of like maybe Sixum or something. And it looked really cool. So I'm actually really excited to explore that as well. And I know I'm still working on my businesses and hobbies let's play. I only have one episode out, but I really need to get back to that. I actually want to try and vacuum out my PC today after this voiceover to see if that helps with how loud the fan is. There's not much else I can clean up on my hard drive, to be honest. I keep it pretty tidy, at least I feel like I do. But you know, there's like 1,000,001 Sims packs now too, so my PC is definitely feeling it. Anyway, back to the build. We are cluttering. Well, actually, before I get back to the build, I want you guys to let me know what you think about the new expansion pack down in the comments below. Are you excited? Are you going to grab it? Are you going to wait to see? What are you most excited about? Whatever you want to mention about the pack, let me know. But this dining room, it has definitely more clutter. We have like kid stuff on the dining table, maybe like arts and crafts things. And I personally remember using my grandparents' dining table as like an arts and crafts station, so I definitely wanted to throw that in there. We shrunk down a dollhouse in here. We have a computer, but we also had other clutter like on the other wall with arts and crafts looking like planters and cards that maybe the kids drew. It looks really cute. I really love making things for families. We have a lot of good items for it. Family gameplay is also one of my favorite types of gameplay, always has been, and I think always will be. So I really enjoy having a nice cluttered space. One of the reasons I really wanted to use this particular apartment to renovate is because of the balcony. I love a good balcony moment, and I feel like I haven't done the best in apartments in the past at making the balconies special. So I'm doing it here today, and we have this couch from My First Pet stuff. We're gonna grab like one of the bear shaped chairs, and a lot of clutter comes onto this back porch. A lot of clutter, but also some activities. So I'm also going to grab like a toy chest out here. Also this hopscotch. So fun, okay? And you guys are going to have to actually stay tuned to the play testing at the end of this video to see if that actually works. So I won't spoil it here. We also get some wall hanging, like more arts and crafts things. I end up getting some planter pots out here as well, and more gardening clutter. I put a bunch of toys around, some more wall art. I mean, what else do I get? I get a grill, and I put some shelving over it, and I clutter that up as well. Like, I really had a lot of fun with this balcony. And especially, I think what helped is because the weather is getting really, really nice. Really warm some days. Where I'm at, it's gotten maybe a little too hot for my liking, but so far most days are still pretty like perfect. You can get away with a light sweater and the sun is shining. So that always makes me think of just hanging out on a porch or outside and just chilling, especially in the evenings. I actually have the nighttime lighting on right now because I just loved how this porch just lit up with the sunset over here. So I was just like, ooh, the vibes. Just imagine having some coffee here in the morning or maybe reading a book before bed. It's just so fun. Even the s'mores kit I put out, love it. I really had fun with this porch. I didn't really have a personality in mind for each of the Sims. And it's actually really funny because, okay, I have to tell you guys this. I picked a sim family and I couldn't remember if I had created them or if they came with growing together. And as I'm doing this voiceover, I'm looking at my Sims calendar that EA gifted me like earlier this year for their big birthday 25th anniversary bash. And the image for June is the family I ended up playing testing this build with. So that's actually really funny. But in general, I didn't have like a personality in mind for each of the parents or each of the kids. I just knew that there was two parents and two kids, especially one child and maybe one toddler sim. At least that's what I used in the bedroom for their beds. But yeah, that's actually a really funny story. And here we are starting with the living room. I wanted to use this open shelving unit from Little Simsy's Comfy Gamer Kit because it just has the potential for so much clutter. And I feel like when you have kids, or sometimes it's just easier to have those open shelving units because it's just quick, easy grab and go, but also quick, easy put away. So that's my personal opinion. However, it is a lot of dust as well. So I also know that because I also have an open unit, like TV stand similar to this. Not as many shelving, but like pretty similar. And man, that gets dusty. We have to dust so often in this place. Yes, so we have a ton of clutter here, and I'm going to grab maybe some shelving here from, I think, Eco Lifestyle. I don't feel like I use that too often, so it was kind of nice adding it here instead. I'm going to grab it right there. Perfect. And then the living room took me a bit of a minute to kind of figure out which couches I want to use. I played around with using like some moldy or stains on the wall, but I was like, no, I don't think they're like messy in the sense that this place is absolutely disgusting. I think they're messy in the sense that you can tell there are kids who live here and two working parents. That's just pretty much it. Like, toys are everywhere and they're going to be everywhere. That's honestly how I feel about like my pets' toys, like the dog and the cat. I just have balls and springs and little tiny soccer balls everywhere. And it just is what it is. I have tried putting them away. I do have like a little like a toy basket that says dog toys. I cannot speak this morning. So it says dog toys on it. But what I find happens is the dogs just take them out and leave them out anyway. So I don't really put them away too often unless I'm having like a huge amount of people over for some reason, but that's very rare. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what to do behind this sofa because I wasn't sure if I wanted to push it all the way back. So I thought about using bookshelves back there and I didn't like any of them. So we end up pushing it all the way back. And now I'm looking for some artwork. I think I go with some art from Seasons, and it kind of helped bring in some of the colors like the blues and the yellows. I also liked mix matching these two sofas. So the pinkish one is from the Cozy Kitsch kit, yes, and the other one is from the Basement Treasures kit. I know. I use a ton of kits in my builds, but the items are just so good. Okay, I'm sorry, sue me. Speaking of which, you've probably noticed that I have not limited my pack usage for this apartment build. Now, if you guys want to see more apartments that have limited packs and which limited packs you want in particular, let me know. I am always up for a good challenge. I also really love hearing your suggestions, and going through with them is so fun. I know sometimes it may take me a little bit to get to them, but I honestly do write all of your suggestions down and utilize them when I can. And it's so much fun. You guys have such great ideas. I have some like coming up too, so definitely stay tuned for all of those fun builds. So there were a couple of rooms done off camera that I want to talk you through a little bit before we move on. We have a bathroom, just one single bathroom. You can see right off of this living room, there's like a little entry hallway kind of thing happening. There is two rooms. Okay, there is a bathroom that you can kind of see is unfurnished. That's right behind this wall that I'm decorating now. That gets completely furnished with a tub shower combo, same type of color scheme. I think I used the same tile I did in the kitchen, so it's very cozy in there. And then the other room is an unfinished room. I actually used the wallpaper from the Restoration workshop kit, and I think that's the only item I used from that kit. So if you don't have it, it's not that big of a deal if you can't, put this in your game. But in that room, I used a tool mod to move all of the items in this build that would break and you either have to fix yourself or call the landlord. That's like the electrical box, that is that little floor vent that likes to get stinky for some reason, and I think the piping as well, like some plumbing piping. So those are all in there. The only things I didn't move in there were there are like two mouse holes in this build. I think one in the kids' bedroom and the other one might actually be out here in the living room, if I'm remembering it correctly. So I didn't move those, not really for any particular reason. I just thought it would be weird if those were just both in the kind of like utility room, I'm going to call it. But also in that utility room, I put a washer and dryer. So if you have laundry day, that's another good added part of gameplay, I feel like. And who wouldn't die for an in-unit laundry, right? I know I would have loved that when I was in an apartment. It would have been a game changer for me. Anyway, we are now starting on the parents' bedroom. The bedrooms in this build are very tiny, but I really wanted to emphasize that the rest of the space is really where the family is always at, and that's where all of their things are, right? So the bedrooms are tiny, so they can't really store too much in there. They pretty much have to use that for sleep only, and all of their other activities have to happen outside of those bedrooms. I thought that was a really fun way to look at things, because I usually like to have bigger bedrooms to be able to add particular skill building items that match the Sims personality. I don't know why my voice just cracked there. Please forgive me. Anyway, we put another wall shelving unit up here. This does block this side of the bed, unfortunately, but your Sims can scoot over. If not, I think you can probably just delete it all, but I felt like this wall looked empty, and I wanted a chance to put some kind of clutter in here, but like more in a neat, like everything has its place type of way. So there were like some books on there, some pictures, like baby pictures, maybe of their kids, and some more cards that maybe the kids drew for them on Valentine's Day or something, and it's just super cute. But we also get like a little record player in here for some music, and I thought about a grandfather clock, but I also was like, that doesn't really fit the vibe much, so we just put a wall clock and a mirror. Overall, the parents' room isn't too like messy, cluttered. I think this is probably the neatest room in the whole apartment, and I'll talk about that a little later during the playtesting of why I went with that. But we have now moved on to the kids' room, which is even smaller than the parents' room. And I know, I was like, why would I make such a small little bedroom if I knew I wanted two kids? Well, we have bunk beds, right? Boom, easy fix there. So you can definitely easily get two beds in here. But then there isn't much room for like kids' activities and things. But I feel like I made it work. I really do. Honestly, I grew up sharing a bedroom with my sister. So our room was actually a pretty decent size. Like, it was a pretty big size. It was like the master bedroom in the apartment. So my brother unfortunately had the smallest room, but he did get to keep that to himself. So he is so lucky. But anyway, we had a pretty decent sized room, which was very helpful because that meant we really had our own space pretty much. We were in the same room, but we were able to kind of divide it in a way that made sense. Here, you would not be able to do that, and I really feel for the kids who live here, especially as they grow older, if they are close in age, even if they're further away in age, actually, because I know me and my sister had our moments where we were just not getting along at all, ever. Like, there were also moments where we got along great, but there were a ton of moments where I'm sure my parents were like ready to disown us or something because we were just so bad at getting along. But that's sibling dynamics for you. So here I try to get some kid clutter in here because obviously it's their bedroom. It's not going to be clean at like their parents. I know mine wasn't. It never was. So I wanted to make sure there were some things around, and I was able to squeeze in a little desk for maybe homework. At least maybe one kid can do some homework in here at a time, or write in their journals, or do some more arts and crafts, or whatnot. So as far as the decor, there's not too much else to add here. And the speed build part of this video is wrapping up quickly. So what we're going to do next is I am going to take you all into live mode, and I am going to show you the Michelson family, who I now know and remember I did not create. And we are going to make sure everything in this build is functional before uploading to the gallery. See you in a sec. Welcome to live mode in San Myshuno. I'm here with the Michelson family. I can't remember if they came from San Sequoia, but they're already working on playtesting this build for us. We have Christopher already making a meal, so it looks like our kitchen is functional, which is good because there is a ton of clutter in here. But let's take a step back and kind of look at some more things in this build particular. When you first walk in, we have this entryway. There's nothing super exciting in here. Just your typical shoes and umbrellas and furnace, I guess. The first room over here is our laundry room, which I do need to make sure is going to work. So we will play test that in a little bit. But also these items, I used a tool mod to move all into this little room. Hopefully that works. There are still some mouse holes around where, you know, that needs TLC apartment thing is going to give us some trouble. But I'm going to have, I think her name is Celeste. Yes, she will test out our bathroom for us here. I like how colorful this bathroom came out. This whole apartment honestly came out pretty colorful, which I absolutely love in a family home. So I'm really excited for that part. So it looks like so far our toilet and sink is working. And now that I am thinking about it, I don't think I put any hampers in here. I'm not seeing any, so let me go grab one. There we go. So we'll have to try that again later. Let's probably test out this living room. I want to mostly make sure that this TV works. Let's watch a movie, and maybe we'll have Atlas. Oh, you're playing dolls? Tab mode in apartments gets so wonky, but this is what the animation looks like when the dollhouse is sized down a little bit. I think there are some moments where it looks like it's clearly not the right size, but it still overall works. So just in case anyone's wondering that part. All right, I know we are bouncing around, but I want Atlas to come and there aren't any other children. Practice marbles. Okay, I didn't know you need other children to play marbles, so we're just gonna try this. I thought this was like a fun added activity for kids to have in here, but we have a lot of clutter in this little open shelving from the Comfy Gamer kit. Clutter on the ground here. Maybe the Sims do some home workouts and stuff. Clutter on the coffee table with toys and arts and crafts. Lots of things. Some pictures, of course, and even a little toy box over here, which isn't really a functional toy box, but you know, it's cute. So that works, and the TV works, and that's really all I really cared about in the living room, to be honest, because yeah, that's all we really need. I guess we should make sure we can draw over here, so I'll have Atlas draw some summer crafts. Christopher, do you need to do something? Can this work? Can you prep some ingredients? Maybe some batter? Oh no, we destroyed a dollhouse. That's a bummer. This kid's got a little destructive quirk. Alright, we can stop talking now. Oh, Atlas is drawing. That's so cute. And it looks like this is not going to give us any trouble, so that is really good. I don't know if this kettle is going to... You can't pour a drink until you've brewed something. Let's boil the kettle then. Let's do that. Okay, perfect. All of our appliances work here. I should probably put this food away, huh? Unless I have everyone come and eat. Let's call everyone to a meal and see if everyone comes and sits around the table. So one thing, she's gonna sit here, but she's not gonna be able to actually use the island here. So that's kind of okay to me. I just thought it was fun. Like a little fun detail. You should come sit over here and eat. Atlas, let's stop drawing and let's go eat. Toddlers never go eat at tables. At least in my opinion anyway. So I'll just let Orion come and sit over here. And now we can talk a little bit about this dining room. I think this dining room is super adorbs. Of course you guys have to stand up and be super cute. Love that. But I thought this little dining room was nice. We have this little area over here with some pictures and maybe like kids arts and crafts, but also potential for you guys to put in your own pictures on this frame up here. That is from Growing Together, in case you're curious. And then I am going to need to test out this computer. I know we were able to sit here, but can you use the computer? Ooh, that was a weird little lag. Let's do... just play a game. Play Bibbly Book. Beautiful. That works. And next I want to look at the balcony because I mostly wanted to decorate this apartment because it has a balcony. And look how fun it looks. This is a great way to get some outdoor space. One thing I really want to make sure is, does hopscotch work? I wonder what it would look like if you play hopscotch with your mother. Play The Sims for 5 hours. Yeah, okay. Definitely done that before. Did I miss it? Did they say no? My cat distracted me. Can you go here? How about that? Okay. Alright, well you can at least play hopscotch. So look at that, that's so fun! That definitely unlocks like a little activity in apartments because I know it's hard sometimes and a lot of times. I also want to make sure these planters work. So let's have you purchase some seeds. Let's just do some starter flowers. Come and open these seeds. Open the seeds whenever you want to chat with Christopher. Stop chatting with Christopher. Ooh, chrysanthemum, cute. I'm gonna put one here, and one here. And I am going to come and ask you to plant these. So let's see which one she can plant. And then maybe, Christopher, what if you come and grill? Just do some grilled fruit just to see if this works. Oh, I was worried about this one in the corner. Tongue-tied. Alright, you can like gardening, that's fine. This family is actually so cute. I think I would actually like to play with them. Oh, I should probably tell you to stop playing the computer. I guess I should look at these needs, huh? I guess we're okay. This kid is stressed from a strict family dynamic. That might be fun to play out. Did you plant all of them? It doesn't look like this one planted. It's possible the hopscotch is too close to it. I think in one of my last videos, like the gardening was kind of glitched out because of another item being too close to it. So that could be it. And honestly, I'm not too worried about it. Was he not able to come here to grill? The hopscotch is in your way. So maybe if Atlas stops and leaves, can you go? Okay, good. So that works as long as you're not using the hopscotch. So keep that in mind. But then we also have some seating out here too. Maybe we can have Atlas come sit over here. I don't know how far Orion is, but maybe she can also come sit. Here she comes waddling. Aw, so cute. I don't know. This would just be such a cool place to chill, and I'm probably hanging out here a little too much. Let's go check out the rest of the build. Christopher, maybe you should put things away and clean up a little bit. So we are going to check on the kids' room first. We have a little hallway here, and I'm sorry if you hear like someone knocking blinds around. It's Blackjack, my cat. She's getting hungry. Anyway, Atlas, why don't you make your way over here? Let's have both of them make their way over here. This room is kind of really small, and that's why I think that there's a lot of clutter elsewhere in the rest of the build, because you can't really do much. Let's read under the covers. That might be fun. You cannot. Is it the violin? Maybe if I move it over here. Now, can you? No, it might be this. All right, I'm going to have you come and sit on your toddler bed. Why don't you do that for me? Actually, you can probably go to sleep. I might have to move this nightstand, unfortunately. Oh no, I'm sorry guys. I just like, what if I like move it over even more? Will it still work? Okay, go to sleep and read under covers. No. What could be blocking the way? Hopefully it's not the lights up there. Let's first try moving this out of our way. Maybe I can put it out here for now. And maybe you can do it now. Yep. Okay. It was that. That's a bummer. So instead, I guess I'll just delete them. And we'll pretend like none of that ever happened. And I'm so sorry, Orion. I keep kicking you out of bed. Okay. I guess we can put our other two Sims to bed as well. Oh, I have to test the laundry, don't I? Okay. First, let's assign left side of bed to Celeste. Can I assign the right side of the bed to Michelson? Or Christopher, I'm so sorry. Why don't you make some more... Maybe not take a steamy shower. Just take a brisk one. I don't know. Just take a shower. You feel uncomfortable. While he's doing that, the parents' bedroom is pretty simple. I feel like we have some more little clutter. But obviously, it's a little cleaner than the rest of the house. I figure this is like their oasis, and they like to keep that clutter-free from kids' stuff as much as possible without like some memories up here and stuff. So that was my thought process for this room. I will make sure she can come and... Oh, I should see if they can cuddle after they do some laundry. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Celeste, why don't we come and do laundry, add to washing machine? And I think I have to have you wash the laundry. Yep, perfect. And then now I'll have you two cuddle in bed. Oh. Let's relax, I guess, then. Or maybe they're too tense. Noisy neighbors. Oh, man. Can you come and relax? Oh, she had to scoot over. So obviously you can't come this way. Which I guess it's kind of a bummer. But it still works if your Sims can just scoot over. If not, you might be able to get rid of this shelf over here and maybe it would work. Now can you guys cuddle? Lonely recess. Last recess, you haven't even been to school. No one wanted to play with me. I just climbed around on my own. If that happens again, what should I do? Ask other kids if you can join in. Yay. Okay, I guess we are not going to try and cuddle, but that's fine with me. I should also try the waffle maker. Come cook. We are making so many berry waffles. Yum. We're making so much food. How is the laundry going? I think we still have some time to kill there. So I want to make sure the dryer works. Maybe we'll repair the dollhouse. Christopher is becoming quite the chef. I love that. Oh no. Oh no, she's making such a mess. Maybe you should try to go back to sleep, little one. Oh shoot, Christopher. Christopher. Oh my god, no, 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 no. Not the groceries. Extinguish. You extinguish. You call the fire department. Oh gosh. Oh no, that's loud. I'm sorry. No one's gonna extinguish? Oh my god. Christopher, be a man. Come on. Hello? You gotta be kidding me right now. Can you stop panicking? Go extinguish. The firefighters aren't doing anything. I think our laundry's done. I'll just replace some things and we're gonna have to clean the floor. Well, that was exciting. We've had an exciting day today playtesting this build. I hope you guys liked it. I think the dryer's going. Dry laundry, yeah. So laundry works. The only thing I couldn't really confirm if any of these items would work if they broke or anything. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Hopefully they do work and there are no issues. I thought I put this away. I hope you guys enjoyed this little cluttered family apartment in San Myshuno. I had a lot of fun furnishing it and playtesting it with you guys today. Thanks again for watching, and of course thank you to my channel members for your support in this way. I truly appreciate it. But I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!